Java Programming Action Listener class. As you remember, during the last two sessions, we dealt with this small problem or program. In the first session, we created a pane into which we would insert various fields like two text fields, two labels, and two buttons. As we have shown you here, this is what we created: a container called econ interior, and then we said the layout is 3 rows and 2 columns, into which we inserted con interior dot add. There is a label C2F, a text field C2F, then again a label Fahrenheit and a text field TF Fahrenheit, and two buttons compute and to exit. So these are the two buttons as you see here, two text fields here, two labels, and two buttons. Now it is not it is just a stationary problem, static program. Now we have to make it event driven, so that when we enter some data numbers here, it has to calculate, convert that temperature the centigrade to Fahrenheit and display it here. That is done when I press this button calculate. How to do that? So we come to what is called the third section, what is called the event driven programming. So we therefore we have to implement what is called the action listener. There is act listener that should be activated. It listens to what is happening, what are the events, what do I press, most of the which button I have pressed, etc. To do that, we import java.awt.event.star. So action listener in Java is a class that is responsible for the handling of all action events, such as when the user clicks a component. Mostly it is buttons. When you click buttons, it is listening to whether you have pressed that button. If you have pressed that button, it has to do something. What is it supposed to do? It is supposed to do what is passed here as a parameter. A class is passed there, which does the either calculation or exiting. So you take the button and put call this method add action listener and give what it has to do when you press that button. So this means that the component button added to the container are being tracked by an action event. A component should add an action listener so that you can execute codes whenever a user clicks that component. So this new class code is given and it is executes that when you press that particular button. Let us see. So here you have got, therefore, calculate button is there. So here is the text field into which I enter some number, say 100 degree centigrade. Immediately it has to calculate. How does it do that? I need to have a method here, for example. So action performed, action event E. So this is the method. I've got F here. Then this is, it gets the text from this text field, as you say C2F text field, gets that text and converts that into integer C, and it uses in this formula here F is equal to 9 by 5 into C plus 32. So it calculates, it converts C into F, and then I am going to say this is the text field Fahrenheit which is here, and it says set text, and it prints that value of F here. So this is done by this method here called compute button interface, and it implements action listener. So that is called here. This is the action event happening, and that is tracked by action listener here, and that is executed when you press the button calculate. So this is, therefore I create that button here, calculate. This is done earlier, and then we have put this compute action listener, and it waits for the tracks for the event, and accordingly it computes the value of C and then converts into F, etc. So this is for calculate button. Now we come to the exit button. So we have created that button, it is there already, and we have put a code here, action listener, and this is the code for exiting, and it is given here. Action performed. What is the action performed? Simple. System dot exit. That means come out of the program. So this is the code for the button exist. This is the code for button calculate, which is passed here, and this code here, this code is passed to this action listener of the exit button. So let us see what I have. Now I give you the complete program, what we did in the first session and second session and the third session. As you remember, this is how we started. This is the class we have created, and these are the private variables of the class, and this inheritance JFrame, the methods, as you know, of setting size, etc. And then say we have created a label called C2F, and one text field of 5 columns, and we have created one more label called Fahrenheit, a text field Fahrenheit of 5 columns, and but we are saying it is not editable, this is false. And then we have created the calculate button, we have created the exit button, and we have given that be compute the method here, action listener, and we are going to pass this code here, compute button interface and exit button interface, which are given in the second part here. Then what we did is we created a container here called interior, and layout was 3 rows and 2 columns. Then we inserted all these button text fields, labels, text fields and buttons into 3 rows and 2 columns, and that gave us that format there. And at the end we say super set visible, so we make it visible. And here the superset default clause close operation, so in case you press that exit button or the upper exit exit button, and automatically comes out of the program. So here you have got the events, so the function, the code for compute button interface and code for exit button interface, as is the action performed. So action event E converts, we have gone through this is the whole function, code for the function, action performed. Here code for the function, action performed in the case of exit button. This is for compute button, and we call the main program. In the main program I create a object, instantiate this class C2F class, and then close it, and you invoke it, you compile it, and then you execute it, and immediately, as you see, this is what happens when you execute it. So I entered 100 here and pressed that calculate button. Immediately it converted 100 degrees centigrade into 200 degree Fahrenheit, temperature in Fahrenheit. So this is the outcome of this small program which I have explained in 3 stages: session 1, session 2, session 3. Session 1 was only creating an interface, a frame. Session 2 was creating various components and inserting them into the container or the pane. And the third session, we have written these action events, code for the action events, and assigned them to these 2 buttons. And with that, we were able to compile the program and execute the program. Then we got that GUI program using Swing. We will continue with a few more examples and maybe few more controls components in the next sessions. Thank you.